What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and we're going to be looking at what SPY and QQQ will be doing tomorrow, or potentially speaking about probability and options move on when JPOW speaks. So, JPOW moves the markets, and if you don't know who JPOW is, he's the Fed chairman, and he's the person who puts his finger or his thumb or his full body weight on the quantitative easing or quantitative tightening kind of budget line. As you can see here recently, over the past couple months, basically the beginning of the year, we've been a lot of tightening. And it's been, again, what does that cause? That creates interest rates to go higher. Of course, with equities, aka the stock market, it goes lower. So with that being said, we're going to be looking at just like a one-day trading kind of thing. What the
Internet made fun of me.
expected move could be, using options probability. Math, yes. If you're bored of math, don't like options, keep on moving. This is not your kind of video. All right, so SPY, we're going to be looking at, it has had somewhat of a comeback here, kind of pushing a little bit higher here. Nothing to really write home about, but we'll see on how really Mr. JPOW does tomorrow and how it potentially can carry us through the rest of the year, because there's going to be some light trading. Some things I do want to highlight. If you're new to trading and kind of understanding of what's going on here, if you don't remember what happened in basically 2018, which is this time frame right here, we had JPOW come out basically in the month of September, October. Came through and said that they were going to be raising rates at that time, and we had a pretty significant meltdown from that standpoint, as you can see here. And then coming December, they said they're gonna stop tightening, not going to be raising interest rates, and we had a huge pop. Is this going to be the same case here? I don't know. We'll see. All right, so let's kind of just jump into what we could see potentially within the options market. First, we're going to do SPY. So we're just going to put this back down to like a 15-minute chart. As we had a pretty crazy move today. Basically, this whole thing was not just don't even worry about it. Nothing happened in the morning. That was a great opportunity. What you see a lot of the times, especially that 8 to 9 period, people were just unloading their positions, and retail people were buying it. I don't know who was buying it. I don't know, but this was a huge tell, I believe, that people are fearful of what's going to be potentially happening tomorrow. But we don't like emotions in trading, so let's go strictly to the numbers. So I'm pulling up Tastyworks, which is my favorite trading platform for options. Definitely check out the link down in the description below if you're interested on creating an account. So with SPY, they have a lot of expiration dates. So what's tomorrow? December 14th. Look at that. They got December 14th weekly options here. And at the same time, if you don't know, we also have triple witching this Friday. It's the last time it's going to be happening this year, which is basically which is multiple quarterly, weekly, and monthly options all expiring basically all at once. All right, so let's go back to the 14th. I keep on jumping topics here. Let's kind of go through here. All right, so what am I looking at here, Ken? This looks really flipping confusing here. It's not too confusing here. So what we're looking at here is the expected move for December 14th. Again, that's tomorrow, the close of tomorrow. We're expecting a move of about $7. So it's saying $7 on Tastyworks. Some trading platforms might be a little bit differently here. When we go to, let's go to, this is Thinkorswim here. They're saying about $7.20. I've always seen that Tastyworks has been a little bit more tighter on their options, and Thinkorswim has been a bit more loosey-goosey, as they call it. All right, so going into this time frame again. So what are we looking at here? So Tastyworks does a fantastic job. They highlight in orange what the expected move is. So what the expected move is means it doesn't have to happen. They're just saying with options probability, using the bell kind of curve, they're looking at potentially 60-ish to 75% chance that's going to stay in between 395 and the little over 409, a little bit of like 408.50 kind of thing. So on that time frame. So again, that's basically $7 plus and minus where it currently was closing at. It closed at 104.1.97. So that's going to be that expected move coming in tomorrow. Does that mean that it's going to happen like that? No. It can easily blow past it if there gets a really steep wall of selling or a large bull run. It can go either directions. That's why it's good to know the probability of things. As you can see here, this little dotted or dashed teal blue line is going to be the standard deviation. I kind of use this a little bit more within basically within conjunction of the expected move. So when you start looking at these options, these are over at the like 85-90% chance of it not hitting within those ranges. All right. So these are all out of the money that I'm looking at here again. And this is an additional almost $4.50 on the spies. So this is what we can potentially looking at these expected moves. So with that being said, we can just go back to the chart here and we're going to go to SPY. And I just like to do this as a visual kind of reference. So we're just going to use the Thinkorswim numbers. The Tastyworks numbers. So on the top end, they're going to say around, what was it, 408.50. We're just going to make a drawing here. I'm just going to draw a nice little line here. Basically, that looks good to me. We're going to call that line there. We can also put a label on it. I just kind of know it on the back of my head. 395 is the other range. So basically, we're going to call this right here. So this is basically going to be a reference what I'm going to be just looking at tomorrow to kind of do some due diligence and seeing what happens throughout the day and see how the expected move is. So that's done for SPY. Let's make our way to QQQ. And again, same kind of move that we saw with SPY. Huge amount of buying, potentially I think selling, and people thinking they're buying a bargain, and then it kind of just sold off most of the day and kind of bounced and kind of just rolled into barely the finish line at the end of the day. So going back into Tastyworks here, now we're going to be seeing on the expiration as well for QQQ. So again, that's December 14th. Expected move is $6. Oh, okay, that's spicy. So again, we're looking for a 282 to around 295. So that's going to be quite simple here. Again, that's the expected move. Again, not the standard deviation. All right, 283? What does it call it? Yeah, 283. Go to her. That could be a big move. I'm gonna go on. The QQQ has definitely been substantially worse off this year than the SPY. And then to the upper band, we're gonna be looking around 194, almost 195. Great. So with these expected moves, what are we gonna be looking for? Basically, you're gonna be looking for potentially like, hey, let's just see if it stays in this range. If it doesn't, that's when it gets really spicy, meaning that it could be potentially overbought, oversold in the short term. Again, in the short term, that doesn't mean go in and dump the dump truck and just buy everything you can. So that's just kind of a little thing I wanted to share. We're going to see what the expected move is tomorrow, so around 2-ish, or I think when they release the numbers, but then JPOW speaks about 25-30 minutes later, and we'll see how the market all reacts again. They post this during live open markets, so we'll see what happens, and yeah, Godspeed to everyone. Have a blessed day. Catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.